Hello, everybody. Hi. What a day it's been. What a full moon season we are having. I am Carla, the Cosmic Crone, and I am here with the Divine Feminine astrology reading for Aries full moon. Hi, Joy. Good to see you. I'm only going to be here a few minutes, and the reason why is I am preparing for a women's retreat at my home this weekend, starting tomorrow, and I just have a lot of work to do. And I just came in. I was doing work on the land to prepare, because we're doing ceremony on the land, and we are going to really embody in our circle this Divine Feminine astrology reading. So it's really important for me to share with you what I discovered are the secrets of the Divine Feminine astrology reading. The full moon is Sunday, I believe it. Oh gosh, I didn't bring my paper with me. That's how, I'm walking in from the outdoors. So I'm sitting here not remembering if it's 5:07 a.m. or p.m. on Sunday. I think it's p.m. It's in the afternoon. Close to sunset is the exact full moon Eastern time in the United States. Actually, at my house it's 5:08. At New York time 5:07. Things change. The Earth moves, and the moon will be at 20 Aries. The sun will be at 20 Libra. Is that right? Yes. And they're opposite each other. And square both of those is Pluto at 20 Capricorn. So it's called a T-square. The moon and the sun are square Pluto. Pluto is still in the conjunction dance. He's been with Cariclo for, I think, all of 2019. And so Cariclo is at 19 Capricorn. So we have her, I'll call it a leavening presence, a grounding presence, because Pluto is death and transformation. Pluto is a very soulful planet in that, like your soul doesn't really care what you go through in order to fulfill your purpose and fully mature and live as a whole person in this life. And Pluto's kind of like that. Pluto's job is to kill what's ready to die and make it possible for you to give birth to what's ready to live. And so this moon is like completely activated with Pluto. And all the people that I know are feeling it. And feeling it in a really big way. People leaving the planet, choosing this time to leave the planet. The people who are coming to my retreat are on the phone and on text with me about, blah, my world is blowing up, I can't come, or this or that. And I just go with it. I hold the space. They have to do what they have to do. And I know that my stuff is coming up around hosting and facilitating this retreat. That's what happens when you're called into deep work and big shifts. And so the whole planet, the whole universe is feeling this T-square with Pluto, the moon, and the sun. So take care of yourself. Be aware that there's a whole lot of crazy going on out there. Not just in the headlines, the stuff that will come out of left field. Your best friend, your sister, your partner, the person in front of you at the traffic light, just be ready. Put up your protection. If you know it's not your time to go, put up your protection and just trust that you will be protected. And of course, all of this is showing up in our, thanks, Joy. all of this is showing up in our government and in the worldwide political situation. And of course, the United States likes to be the star of that show. And for those of us who live in North America and in the United States, we're kind of stuck with it. And this isn't funny. It's a constitutional crisis. It is so easy because we've been like the frog in the kettle of water where the temperature is slowly rising. And those of us who are blessed or cursed, however you look at it, with white privilege, who are feeling rather secure in our straightness, our whiteness, our middle classness, our, I live in Maine on beautiful land. Well, I am well aware that not everybody has the illusion of security. Some people know they're vulnerable and are living on the edge and are at risk. And the fact is, we're all at risk. And so we have to be strong, be aware, be alert, and do our work. And that's why I'm calling the women to come and do ceremony at this full moon on this land. The land told me to do it. Spirit told me to do it. The cosmic crone told me to do it. I didn't know that impeachment was going to be a thing. I didn't know that the shitstorm, well, the shitstorm has been here, but I didn't know it was coming to a head right now for this full moon. So I am feeling more and more committed to do the deep work with the women, and most of them are crones who are coming. And that's significant because the main thing that's happening, and if you listen to other astrologers, they're going to talk about this T-square with Pluto. And one of my favorites that I encourage you to listen to, especially if you want to dig deep into the news, the headlines, and the political situation, check out Eric Francis at planetwaves.net or planetwaves.fm for his radio show, because he talks in great depth about that and about how it is setting up the energy of the next 3 months, the Saturn-Pluto conjunction and things happening with Jupiter. And that's all really, it's all really important. It's deep background. It's not my area of expertise. So I take what he shares with me, and then I look and see what the goddesses have to say. And what the goddesses are saying came as a complete surprise to me. Somebody posted on my page or in one of my groups about Hecate, who is the great crone at the crossroads. And she is a dark goddess, a crone goddess. And so I said, I'll look and see what she's up to. Well, she is at 27 Libra. And she is conjunct Haumea, who is also a grandmother crone goddess from the Hawaiian people. So these two energies, one is kind of Northern European or European. She's all over Europe. She kind of morphs as she goes from like Greece all the way up to the British Isles and the Germanic places. But Hecate is European, and then Haumea is basically Polynesian and Hawaiian. So they're in the sky together, merging this kind of east-west. And they are in a sextile to the galactic center at 27 Sagittarius. Now, a sextile, I always call that singing in close harmony. It's not a merging like a conjunction, and it's not this flow like, oh, we'll just move back and forth in flow. Both of these, it's like a swing dance or something, or a ballet. A sextile is singing the same chord. So the galactic center, the black hole at the center of our galaxy, is a deep feminine object. She represents, it represents this thing that's holding everything together, this thing that is drawing all to it. And in fact, as I'm thinking about it right this minute, she has an incredibly big feminine signature, but I believe there is the union of the masculine there because it's everything. So those two are talking to each other, the two crones of the east and west of our globe, our planet, and the thing at the center of our galaxy. And they are in a formation. Each of them is quincunx or disconjunct. My favorite conjunction, my conjunction of the last half of this year, and that is Vesta conjunct Algol, the demonized goddess, the Lilith star. And I will tell you more about that in a second. But what this is called a yod, or the finger of God. So you've got the energies of this sextile, and they are focusing everything on this really intense aspect of the quincunx towards this conjunction in Taurus of Lilith star and Vesta. Now, for a couple of moon cycles, I've been watching that. It has been approaching. And then last at the new moon, about 2 weeks ago, it was exact. It was perfectly exact a little bit after the new moon. And then Vesta moved along. Or maybe it was the full moon. Oh well, time goes on. But in the last moon cycle, it was exact. And then she's moving on. Vesta's moving on. Well, then I'm doing the chart for this full moon, and Vesta has gone retrograde. She was less than a degree away from Algol, and she turned around, and now she is once again in exact conjunction. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't see that one coming. So it's like she's really saying to us, during this intense time where all this action is happening in Capricorn, you're going to have, all the action in Capricorn. Right now, Pluto is lit up by the full moon and the sun, and then Pluto is going to be lit up by the conjunction with Saturn, and then Jupiter is going to come along. Jupiter is a little bit further along. But Pluto is ruling this last segment of the decade and the first part of the new decade, the 2020s. And what is happening during the same time frame today for this full moon, the 13th of October, which happens to be the day I became a mother. My first son was born on Friday the 13th of October in 1978. A lot of people whom I admire and look to as mentors have birthdays this weekend. So it seems like it's an incredibly potent time. So this story of the deep feminine, the crone, and Vesta saying, be in devotion to the disowned and demonized goddess. Be in devotion. Kneel before the goddess, worship her, and get clear about your mission and do your work. Do ceremony. Show up with your gifts. Honor. While all that stuff is happening, focused in Capricorn, we are here praying and we are doing the work. And for some of us, that means walking. My friend Grace is walking. She is walking to bring awareness and attention, and hopefully she's walking prayers for the situation at the border where children are still being held and families are still being separated and laws are being broken as far as our policies around asylum and immigration. Really the precursors of much worse things are being done there, and we cannot forget that. And so my friend Grace is walking so that we remember, and that is her her work for 2020, and she's already begun. So whatever your work is, whatever your purpose is, and if you're not sure what your purpose is, then reach out to me, because part of the work that I do is to help you find that through the process of initiation. Or sometimes just your own divine feminine astrology reading will tell you what you need to know. So I am so grateful that Vesta is still talking to the demonized goddess at the time where the women and I are getting together. And we are strong. We are powerful. We will not be many in number, but we don't need to be. And so for about 36 hours, we're going to be together praying and connecting with the earth and tapping into this galactic energy, the divine feminine energy, all of the directions, the earth, and all of the women who are waking up. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, go back to being safe, take care of yourself, honor yourself, celebrate, and go within. Do your prayers. And remember me and my sisters as we are here on this land in Maine. I would be very grateful for you joining your prayers with us, because we will be including you. And if you want to be included by name, just drop something in the comments and say, yes, pray for me. That's all I need to know. I'll write your name down, and we'll make sure your name is said out loud at some point during the weekend. So this is the Divine Feminine Astrology right now. Oh, and I'm going to go back. I opened this up by saying the Divine Feminine Astrology are like the secrets, the mysteries of the astrology, because everybody is so focused on the moon Jupiter. I may as well mention Jupiter, because Jupiter is at 20 Sagittarius. It is trine the moon and sextile the sun. So Jupiter is highly activated and activating this full moon as well. So all the other astrologers are talking about that, and they ought to be, and they all have a different filter and something new to bring to it. So it's really important to pay attention to what's going on. But what I see when I look at this Yod formation, literally pointing the finger of God at Vesta and the demonized goddess Lilith, I feel like that's a mystery. That is a secret. That is the thing that we need to know so that we can really make good use of this work and this time and this energy and show up powerful. So that's what I have to say with you. Thank you all for being here. So Joy, Tracy, and a few other people, I see some other people are here, have been in and out. I'm very glad to be with you today, and I'm going to go back to work and get ready for the women to come in less than 24 hours. So I will see you next time. Bye-bye.